107.3, Pittsburgh's number one for hip hop and R&B. Pretty Kitty on your radio. What's good in your hood? So Father's Day is coming up. You didn't know that, did you? Mm-mm. Because we don't think about that. We don't think we go all out for moms. We do the things, we plan the brunches and get her the outfits and the big church hats. And what does dad get? What do fathers get? The big piece of chicken.
That's
And
right.
that ain't right. No. No, 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 no. So, we're going to shine a light on fatherhood, on leadership and community impact with the Hall of Fame Fathers making its debut right here in the city of Pittsburgh at Mount Ararat Baptist Church, 271 Paulson Avenue. You know where Mount Ararat is. Everybody knows where Mount Ararat is. And this is June 12th. And I'm going to talk to the person who created this event, and that we're going to be talking about this in the future because this is going to be huge. This is big for the city of Pittsburgh. Senior pastor of Brightside Baptist Church in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Do not say Lancaster. And I know this because my husband is from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. But Pastor John Knight is here. How you doing there, Pastor?
I'm doing pretty good. Actually, I'm doing well. I'm
Okay.
doing. God has been kind, better to me than I deserve.
Ah, man, that's good to hear. I love that. And you've created this space. You've created this space, the Hall of Fame Fathers. How did you do this? What was it? I'm sure it was God, of course. But tell me all the things, the why, the how, and the how comes.
That's a great question. Years ago, I worked with a project called Together Pittsburgh, where I work with healthy families, creating healthy marriages and sustaining marriages that were falling apart. So I was in contact with a lot of people, a lot of families, and I've just always had a passion to help the nuclear family, the
Mhm.
not just the nuclear family, but the family, period. Probably because I came from a broken, blended family. I recognize the important role my father played.
Mm.
Some may or may not know, my mother was murdered when I was a kid. We were living in Philly. We were living in right outside of Philly. We lived in Philly, then we lived outside of Philly in Jersey. Father came and got us, brought us back to Pittsburgh, and the importance of his presence in my life through all that I've gone through, I think just made a major difference on some of the decisions I made.
Mm.
I have friends. I grew up in Homewood. A lot of my friends, some of them are doing well, but there are others who made some other decisions. And I
Mhm.
used to say when we were out there doing bad stuff, uh, they were running from the police. I was running from my dad.
Mm.
I just didn't want to see his face or have the conversation.
I know about that all too well. Yeah.
So I just understood the significance, and then just there's so much data around uh, the problems that come without having a father figure in the
Mhm.
home. Uh, that just a lot of data that supports the importance. So with all of that, I said, hey, why don't we just highlight some of the good fathers I know? I know countless good fathers. They might not have much in their life together, but they're managing that space and it's making a difference. So
I
pretty much,
see. Go ahead.
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Go ahead.
No,
I see. I remember back when single motherhood was like a topic of discussion way too many times. I remember that. And the word father was not used. It was more deadbeat dad or baby daddy, and just the negative image that uh fathers receive, those who were active, that maybe they weren't active all the way, or they and or they weren't active, and just the negativity behind the word father. And I see now that a lot of men are stepping in and
Mhm.
being a part of the lives. I believe maybe last month, I would say the Pittsburgh Public Schools had Take Your Dad to School Day. And I look forward to so just watching the kids go to school with their fathers and father figures or big brothers or uncles. And so that's awesome. But in today's society where we have the negative narratives surrounding fatherhood, and you touched on it in your first statement, but do you feel that it is important for communities to globally, I mean, intentionally celebrate fathers publicly? Is it
I do.
necessary? It's that necessary, and why?
Absolutely. Years ago, I worked at Schumann Detention Center, and I'll
Mm,
never forget, I had a conversation with a young man. Uh, he was talking about him going to court, dealing with his grandmother, his mother, and I asked him about his dad, his father, and he said, "My father." He's like, "I
mm.
saw him at whatever time." But then he said he looked at me and then he reached his head out of my office and to the group that was out there and said, "Guess what Knight asked me? He asked me about my dad." And he said, "What?" And then he said this phrase. He said, "Don't nobody got dads no more."
Wow.
It broke my heart.
Wow. But that's a real statement, though.
I said, "Whoa."
Yeah.
But then, in my travels, I've run into again fathers who are struggling, but they're fathering. Fathers who are soaring, but they're fathering. Fathers who are managing uh, broken families, blended families, and but they're fathering. And I just think the narrative needs to be told and celebrated so that we would then begin to shape our minds and our ambitions around that responsibility or that privilege of being a father. Yeah.
People don't realize the absence of a parent takes a tremendous toll mentally on a child.
Hmm.
The acting out, the rebellion, of course, of the the mental health is affected when the father is not present. It saddens me because it's still happening. And sometimes it is not even of the father's doing. Sometimes the mother's like, well, I don't want anything, and we're not going to talk about that because that's another show.
Yeah.
This platform and this safe space, you've already started this in Lancaster, PA. So how has it been there? How was it received? What's been the feedback? And then you bringing it to Pittsburgh. What's that been like?
It's been overwhelming
Hmm.
in that just seeing um, one, the families getting a chance to celebrate their dad or their husband or just the father who has been quietly behind the scenes working to make life well for them and just being that person. So watching the families uh, celebrate the father, and then with the fathers who've actually received awards, many of them had just been doing the work, just loving their
Hmm.
family, trying to build legacy and trying to
Hmm.
just be there as the dad that they were called to be.
Hmm.
Uh, and just seeing the impact on them being celebrated as a Hall of Famer. I talked to several people, even some people in professional sports, and they just talked about being a Hall of Fame football player is one thing, but being a Hall of Fame father is another. That's a thing that you can wear uh, you can wear and say, yeah, I did that. If I ain't do nothing else,
That's
I
like
did that.
getting that world's best coffee mug, world's best
Yes.
dad coffee
Yeah.
mug or ugly tie for Father's Day. Like they know it's tacky, the tie, but they gonna wear it with pride. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. So
Yeah.
now we like right now we give them a plaque. We're looking in the future to do the jackets, and we'll give everybody who got one the gold jacket, if you will, like they do
Yeah.
sports. And so along with our big piece of chicken, we can get a we can eat it with and and in our jacket, if you will.
when Chris Rock said that, I was like, I can't unsee it.
Right? That's the truth. It is the
All
truth.
fathers get is the big piece of chicken. It's like that's pretty much that's it. A father's life, a father's role in a daughter's life.
Ah,
Um, it's so different from a father's role in a son's life. I'm a daddy's girl. And my father is my superhero.
mhm,
My father could do no wrong. Um, but my father is aging, he's getting older, and my patience is getting a little thin. And I see him a lot differently. He's still my hero. But growing up and seeing, and I'm just being transparent, I guess because you're a pastor and you just got that vibe. Um, there was a time that, you know, I would get disappointed when he didn't get something right or when
mm,
he wasn't right because I hold him at such a high standard. Um, I it was just difficult for me to find someone to compare them to my dad. Like that's how
mhm,
I'm saying all this to say that's how important fathers are
mhm,
to
mhm.
families. You know,
Yeah. And
like
I'm a
yeah,
girl dad and
yeah,
been for a long
yeah.
time. I have all daughters.
Oh, oh boy.
Three daughters, four granddaughters, and just had a grandson. So
Okay. Congrats.
yeah, so I've been on this side of the equation for a long time
Yeah.
with but it is important. I used to say to my daughters, if you're going out with a guy, just let me shake his hand. I'm
Oof.
not on,
I wish my dad said that.
because when they know, guys know that there's something that happens between the two men,
Hmm.
and you don't even have to say anything. He
Yep.
just knows that somebody's waiting on her.
Yeah.
Somebody, uh,
She's covered.
she's covered.
She's
She's covered,
covered. She's covered. Don't come with the BS. She's
and
covered.
they respond accordingly. And
Yep.
so,
Yep.
uh,
Yep.
as far as a girl, I think it's major in the life of a young lady. Um, guys know that when there's girls with daddy issues, they are vulnerable,
Yep.
susceptible to much. Uh,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have a father who's in the picture, in the background.
Yeah.
You've heard of different studies where people, even pedophiles or the like, they target
Yep.
father
Yep.
children
Yep.
because you need to deal with a father.
You're
Uh,
you're spot on with that one.
yes.
Um,
So it's
yeah.
major.
Uh, I want to ask you the process on how you nominate the fathers Hall of Fame or the Hall of Fame fathers. I want to
Mhm.
get it right. Fame fathers. I want to also share something with you. There was a time when I was younger that I was a rebellious teen and I didn't understand my dad. There was something about my dad. I was just like, oh, I was just angry, he didn't get it. And my elder at the time from my church, he said, your father only knows how to be the father he knows in his life. Like if his father wasn't 100% on and
Mhm.
being the father that your father needed him to be. He can only be the father at the capacity that he's learned from
Mhm.
his father. And that helped me understand that my dad is not perfect. And he only knows what he saw and what he was taught.
Mhm.
And so to see these fathers carry those legacies on throughout life with them, they're going through life with what they were taught or what they weren't, and they're still learning as they go along. So we got to have grace with them as well. You know what I
Yes.
mean? I just had to share that because I'm 53 and my
Mhm.
father's 72. And it's like, I love him even more because it's like he's not perfect. You know what I mean? And it's like he's being the best father that he knows how to be from what he has. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, that's a great statement. And here's, I was talking to a niece of mine where she was
mhm,
talking about her father, and just he had gotten on drugs and just didn't become
mhm,
everything that he could have become.
Hmm.
Gifted, smart, educated, but life just went however. And, she was talking about him. And I had to pull her to the side. I said, look, one, we don't do
Right.
that.
Right.
Not in our community. Like, we ain't gonna talk about
Hmm.
parents,
Hmm.
not in our community, at least.
Hmm.
Then I said this, I said, you got to understand, this might have been his capacity. He's done the best that he could do with what he
Yeah.
had.
Yep.
And, you know, and when you realize that, because I know, many people have certain expectations, as you mentioned, your father was a superhero. I'm a
Right.
superhero to my daughters.
Yeah.
And chinks in my armor uh, don't feel good, you know. But um, but they realize I'm human. I'm a man. I'm flawed, and I'm trying my best,
Yeah.
and I might not always see it right, uh, but I've been hanging with them their whole life.
Hmm.
So, give me some. I think I built some relational equity. Give me some grace.
I've earned it. Look at my card. I got my punch card
Right,
here.
right,
I'm good. All right.
right.
So the Hall of Fame fathers, uh, tell me the process and what can we expect on this event?
Okay. Process is normal. Like, here in Lancaster, we have like a team of people who search and find the prospective uh, father, and
Okay.
then submit them to the team, and we look over all the stuff, have conversations, of course, prayer and all of that stuff, and then we go to the families, and I did something similar, but so Orlana knew I was doing it in Lancaster, and, of course, Orlana has the Shine Award, so she's been
Hmm.
doing that for, I think, what, 15 years?
Forever.
Yeah, forever,
Forever.
for a long time, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just, and it's a similar concept.
Hmm.
Uh, Simply trying to shine light on fathers who are doing well. We want to change the narrative in our community and shine some light on some people who are doing good stuff.
Uh-huh.
Well, these fathers that I chose this time were just people I knew, and I knew their situation. I had some conversations with Orlana and then a few others that knew the people that I was considering,
Hmm.
and all of everybody who I talked to, just was like, "Oh yes, this is," and fortunately this time I know the awardees personally, so I've watched them father over time. I've watched them go through tragedy. I watched
Hmm.
them go through triumph, if you will, and their consistency uh, and their faithfulness has just stood out. They've been exceptional in my regard. One
Okay.
of them, he's just always going to answer his daughter's call. I was convicted. I mean, we could be out wherever, we could be
Hmm.
in church, we could be doing whatever. If that girl calls,
Right. Right. Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and that's just a silly thing, it
Hmm.
seems, but that is just a snippet of who he's been to her. And I've watched it. So in this instance, it's me and Orlana, a few others,
Hmm.
my wife, her husband. We talked about these names and people, and then went out into the surrounding community, and that's how we did it this time.
Okay.
The process will be similar going forward, but we'll with now that we're moving it to a broader scale, we'll begin to take uh, names. They
Okay.
can get
So they can
names of,
nominate.
yeah.
All right.
And we'll Orlana is handling the logistics around where that information will land.
Mhm.
But it will be a collaborative effort that we'll sit and look at some certain criteria that we just want to see, and the story means a lot. So yeah.
So what is your expectations once folks experience this event? They sit in it, they marinate in it, they bask in the ambience, as we say in the streets. Like
Yeah.
what's their takeaway? What do you want them to be inspired by most? Of course, honoring the fathers, but
Honoring the fathers. And you mentioned something earlier. You said often we um, can only be what we've been exposed to.
right.
And so, if your father is the only fathering that you really got to see or even uh, pay attention to, uh, you'll be subject to just that. What I
Mm-hmm.
hope to see is that people will come here, learn. I mean, just hear some of the stories, some of the stuff around it, and uh, take some things and put it in their backpack so that they can become a better father.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I also hope that people are inspired to do better and to be better, and own that space. Because again, it's not celebrated. It's not even really talked about.
Yep.
Uh, in an African American community, uh, it's always a negative narrative. Uh, so, and we don't talk about
Yep.
the good. Uh,
Yep.
we don't
Yep.
talk. We
We
talk
talk
about.
about them when something, and what's so sad and unfortunate is we talk about him when something tragic happens. He was such a good father.
Mhm.
You know what I
And,
mean? And we got to change that. It should always get their flowers.
and I noticed this, and maybe this is just me being in my bag, but like my
Mm-hmm.
wife and I went to go see the Michael Jackson movie
Mm-hmm.
uh, day before yesterday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie. Great. The kid did an amazing job.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who played Joseph was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
But every movie, I ain't gonna say every movie, but most times
As a
when it
villain.
comes to, yeah, is the bad guy. It's a great movie, but there's a narrative swinging in the background, subconscious in the background saying there's another black bad dad. Same with Serena Williams
Mm-hmm.
movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Venus and Serena
Mm-hmm.
movie. It's just the narrative that's all appears to always be on display in Hollywood. Uh, so, we want to uh, inspire fathers to re-engage,
Mm-hmm.
inspire fathers to try to be great at this, not just be great at sports
Mm-hmm.
or other things, but be
Right.
great.
Right.
This is going to have, I think, the most impact. You know.
Speaking of impactful, your honorees,
Mm,
this list,
yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, wow. Bobby Ingram,
Yes.
Dr. William H. Curtis, and former mayor of Pittsburgh, Ed Gainey. Wow, that's
All of
big.
them I've known for oof, over 20
That's
years. And
big.
yeah. And there's reasons. Bobby, he's married to a cousin of mine,
Mm-hmm.
and I've watched him navigate fathering as an NFL player, fathering as a retired player, fathering as a coach, moving from city to city, raising
Mm-hmm.
his kids in which would be just hard because there's so much time requirement for that kind of lifestyle. But he made the sacrifice, and then he lost his oldest daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and watching him, you know, parent his other children while they're
Mm-hmm.
all. It was just, as sad as it was a beautiful sight to see.
Yeah.
Likewise, Dr. Curtis. I've watched Dr. Curtis, sat beside him for several years.
Mm-hmm.
That's my friend, my brother, my frat brother, perhaps my best friend,
Mm-hmm.
uh, my pastor. And I've just watched the care that he has delicately walked his daughter through and still parenting them.
Mm-hmm.
And Ed,
Mm-hmm.
I remember Ed and he was in a pre-marriage program before he was married, before he
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
and we had conversations about fathering. And now to see him 20 years removed
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
watching him do it so well and through so many ups and downs and so many things, it was just, I just had to say something. And then, um, yeah, so these guys are everybody knows them for their other stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
they don't know that they are gems to their family and
Hmm.
to the city or to society because of what they do at home. Yeah.
Well, we'll find out everything that we need to know for these honorees, and we're going to witness the magic, and we're going to give these gentlemen their flowers that they deserve.
Mhm.
June 12th, it
June
is
12th.
the Hall of Fame of Fathers. Is it June 12th?
June 12th.
Okay, at Mount Ararat Baptist Church.
Yeah.
All right, and it's hallofffamefathers.org. That is the website. Anything else, Pastor, you want to share?
Hopefully they just walk away recognizing the gems amongst them that have been serving quietly off camera and
Hmm.
doing the work behind the scenes. That
Yeah.
what you see in public is probably not the best of them.
Yeah. Just a glimpse of, I mean, just with everything that they're carrying throughout life. We recognize mothers who carry all the loads, but they carry loads as well. And to be a man
Hmm.
and knowing all the things, especially a black man that is pretty much formed to go against them,
Hmm.
to beat them down, if not literally or physically, it's a struggle, but they continue to stand up, and they stand up straight. Some of them might be a little slumped over, it's okay, but they're standing up and they have their head held high, and they definitely should be celebrated. So thank you. uh
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
thanks for answering the call and recognizing that these dads deserve more than the big piece of chicken.
But don't take away our chicken now.
Don't take away the chicken, maybe add another piece, give them another piece, give us
That's what
some
we should have got. We
cornbread.
should have had a plaque with a big piece of chicken on it. That's
If you do that, you tell me, because I want to be the one to hand out those plaques. I swear. Can you imagine? Oh my goodness. I would make it a very special Father's Day. Oh, Pastor Knight, thank you
Oh,
so much. This
thank
was
you
just
for
a
having me.
wonderful
Thank you, sir.
conversation. I
Bless
forgot
you.
I was here in a working capacity, but I'm inspired, I'm excited, and just so blessed by our conversation. Thank you so much for telling us what's good in your hood.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. God bless you, and we appreciate your father as well.
Oh, well, thank you. That you might know my dad. You know Sly
I
Jock.
do. I know
Okay,
who your
then
dad
you
is.
know.
Everybody knows who your daddy.
Then already pray for me, child. That's what I need. Just pray.